Welcome to Unit 1, Air Pollution Through History. By the end of this unit, you will outline some of the major events linked to high air pollution episodes through history and the public health response. Explain why the science of air pollution is not better understood. Humans have been generating air pollution ever since we learned how to make fire. Initially, the global human population was small and the scale of activities generating pollution was also small, restricted to cooking and heating. However, as the population grew and more advanced tools and technologies were developed, the sources and quantity of air pollution also grew. There are documented reports that air pollution was already a problem during the period of the Roman Empire. Air pollution exploded in intensity with the advent of the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century and has persisted ever since. One of the biggest problems in addressing air pollution is that it is not often perceived as a substantial danger or a risk to health. This is because the activities leading to air pollution bring benefits to humans, including daily domestic activities like cooking, heating, or lighting, our well-being, means for getting things done, or part of our entertainment. In many places around the world, people do not have access to clean energy. In these regions, open fires are often a necessity for cooking and heating, or the use of polluting kerosene cookstoves and lamps is common, as well as other polluting fuels and technologies. In such places, fire represents a basic ability to function. However, even in places where people have access to clean energy, such as electricity, air-polluting fire-based sources remain integrated in social and cultural activities. For example, through campfires, barbecues, fireplaces, and candles. The realization that air pollution is a problem, inside homes or outside, is normally only made when the situation is drastically bad. In this case, the levels of air pollution are such that it is difficult to see or even breathe. The Great Smog of London in 1952 was a classic episode of severe air pollution. The smog, caused by smoke from factory and house chimneys, was so thick that road, rail and air transport was almost brought to a standstill. The smog in London contained noxious emissions with smoke particles, sulfur dioxide or hydrochloric acid. It was estimated that at the time 4,000 people lost their lives in the following weeks, with more recent evidence estimating that this number was closer to 12,000. The Great Smog gave a fatal opportunity to study and demonstrate a link between high levels of air pollution and an increase in premature deaths. It led to the first major legislation designed to reduce air pollution, the Clean Air Act of 1956. For over a decade, red alerts due to unbearable levels of air pollution have been declared in many cities around the world. For example, in 2015, people in Beijing were advised to stay indoors, schools were closed, and outdoor construction work was suspended. From a different perspective, the global lockdown caused by COVID-19 pandemic resulted in temporary cleaner air in many parts of the world and a significant drop in the level of certain air pollutants. For example, these photos show the improvement in air quality in New Delhi during lockdown. Although WHO technical reports published in the 50s indicated the possibility of the adverse health effects of air pollution, it was not until the 90s that epidemiological studies began to quantitatively demonstrate the link between common air pollution and short and long-term impacts on health. The number of research articles published on the health impacts of air pollution was only around 100 to 200 per year in 1960 to 1990. However, an exponential increase in the number of publications was observed after the 90s, with more than 2,000 papers published per year in recent years. While research on air pollution and health-related issues has considerably increased, there is still a lack of scientific research in many countries and regions of the world that are experiencing particularly high levels of air pollution, and which would benefit most from national and regional-based scientific research for the sake of enhancing public awareness of air pollution as an environmental and health threat, as well as encouraging a stronger political will to tackle the issue. Despite this, we know enough today to start acting against air pollution. Waiting for local research should not be used as an excuse to not act. You have now completed Unit 1. Please download the reading material for further information. In the next unit, we will look at classical air pollutants and their characteristics.